I Pet Goat 2 shows the evolution of man into enlightenment. It is a maze of past, present, and future events. Many people wonder why there is no I Pet Goat 1. Perhaps because in English Gematria, I Pet Goat II has a value of 666, just like the mark on the goat's forehead. Or the three I's relate to the three I's that represent the three in World War III. There are lots of interesting scenes like the bankster with the reptilian skin and the great seal as a goatee, and the reptilian puppet master that pulls the string for American presidents. The map proudly displays the sites of 4 major American disasters. Here, the CIA's Osama bin Laden leads ISIS on an overseas attack, and square and compass Masonic jets retaliate against the mosque. Some images in the video are subtle, like the drugs lying next to the boy, and some images are shocking. This 11-second clip of a Chinese protester is both subtle and shocking. The yin-yang of a peace protester and the war machines disappear into an indivisible whole. Reminiscent of the Tiananmen Square tank men, the girl attempts to stop the war machines. On her right cheek is the no-nuke symbol. While fallout rains down, she is interrupted by Death, who is orchestrating the event. She turns around to see the explosions and realizes that she is powerless to stop the nuclear war. On the face of this young girl are age spots. The spot in the middle has the same shape as Amami Oshima, an island 100 miles north of the U.S. military bases on Okinawa. The Japanese are building a military base on Amami Oshima to counter the threat from the Chinese that have staked a claim to the nearby Senkaku Islands. This makes Amami Oshima a target for the Chinese military. One of the small uninhabited Senkaku Islands is Kubashima, that the U.S. military uses to practice aircraft bombing. President Obama has made it clear that the American military will side with the Japanese if China attacks.
Mr. President Arigato, Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. President, in regards to in those islands, to protect those islands, and how does that work?
We share a commitment to fundamental principles such as freedom of navigation and respect for international law. And let me reiterate that our treaty commitment to Japan's security is absolute. And Article 5 covers all territories under Japan's administration, including the Senkaku Islands.
This is becoming a dangerous situation.
And is the most destabilizing, dangerous situation in all of the Asia-Pacific region.
The right to a preemptive nuclear strike against China is now part of U.S. law. That's thanks to the National Defense Authorization Act.
Chinese state-run media said Beijing's nuclear submarines could attack American cities. They would mainly target the key cities on the west coast of the United States, such as Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. Each missile can kill and wound 5 million to 12 million Americans, the Global Times reported. They also said, if we launch our DF-31A ICBMs over the North Pole, we can easily destroy a whole list of cities on the East Coast, including Annapolis, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Portland, Baltimore, and Norfolk. Japan's Prime Minister changed the constitution so the Japanese military can acquire 3 billion yen worth of drones in the coming decade. China sees this as a direct threat. Maybe the age spot on the left is a drone headed towards China. Japan is now indicating that for the first time ever, the United States can bring nuclear weapons into Japan. According to the Cox Committee, China stole enough U.S. nuclear secrets to give them design information on thermonuclear weapons on par with the United States. The Cox Committee said stole, but given would be a more appropriate word, as top-level American government employees made sure that the Chinese got the nuclear secrets, including the plans to build a neutron bomb that maximizes the death toll and minimizes infrastructure damage. Recently, key commanders for America's nuclear arsenal has been replaced with officers that may be more willing to get into a nuclear war. Perhaps the age spot on the right is an intercontinental ballistic missile headed towards the United States. There are parts of Pet Goat that show nuclear explosions. Hopefully the video is not foreshadowing Revelation chapter 9, where a third of mankind is killed by the 3 plagues of fire, smoke, and sulfur.